Greetings, Rebel fans. My name is Jason Kelly, and this is the Let's Run podcast. Want to welcome you all to the show today. Quick one before the game starts. We are a little over 10 minutes away from tip-off. So I wanted to give some content for those that are kind of itching for the game to start. Normally I would have started this a little bit earlier. However, wasn't able to get home from work, and then I went on a run when I did get home. So if I'm a little flushed or whatever, it's just because I just got off of a run. So, but I did want to get a little bit of pregame content as we prepare for this game. Currently, right now, the UNLV San Jose State line. I don't know what the line is. I think we're favored by 1 or 2. So it looks like we are favored by 2.5 right now. The game is on the road in San Jose, California, at the Pavilion Center, I believe is the name of their arena. Not much of a home court advantage for San Jose State there. They don't generally get a very big crowd at their games, just a couple hundred people at most. However, UNLV, sometimes that is a disadvantage for teams going into San Jose because they're not used to playing in empty gyms. But under Kevin Kruger, we have kind of played in a couple of empty gyms at the Thomas and Mack before. And so I don't think that it's going to really affect the Runnin' Rebels very much. Right now, KenPom, I suppose I will share my screen so we can go into the matchup a little bit, and I will give you a prediction, and then we will go live immediately after the game ends. So scouting report for UNLV. Let's jump into the matchup. Right now, KenPom has UNLV as a 1-point favorite. So KenPom sees this game as a true toss-up. San Jose State is ranked 167th in KenPom. UNLV is just in the top 100 at 95, mostly because they've got a couple of good wins on the year, home against Utah State, away against San Diego State, and only one truly horrific loss, that home loss to Wyoming. But besides that, the Rebels really don't have very many awful losses like they did last year. KenPom has this as a 1-point win. Kind of breaking down the matchups of the teams, San Jose State's got a pretty rough defense, 218th in the country for San Jose. Their offense is okay. It's slightly above average at 134th in the country. UNLV's has actually gotten quite a bit better recently. Their defense has gotten quite a bit better recently, but their offense still ranks as one of the lesser offenses in the Mountain West at 156th. UNLV's defense actually has gotten a lot better. A big problem with the Kevin Kruger era is that his teams haven't had a lot of identity. But if you ask Kevin Kruger what his team's identity is, he would basically always say it's a defense-first team. And while their defense hasn't been great this year, it is nice to see that number get up to top 70 ranking. And I think that the defense actually has been pretty solid. The guys have been communicating pretty well. Even guys like Jalen Bedford, who are generally defensive liabilities, I think have stepped up their play. I've given Bear Cherry a lot of crap this year, but his defense has gotten considerably better as the year has gone on. And I actually think he's a pretty great rim protector at this point. So credit to him for the work, because that's not an easy thing to do mid-career. He's in his junior year right now. To turn into a good defensive rim protector. That's something that he didn't really do at the JUCO level, and especially early on in this year, but he's really improved. And so UNLV's defense should be able to give San Jose some problems. Really, I've watched San Jose probably more than mostly because they've been in some close games, including their win at home against New Mexico. San Jose is a very hot and cold team. If they're hitting shots, they can beat almost anybody, actually. Almost anybody, and they can almost beat anybody. They generally don't pull out these games, but San Jose can really score. But San Jose is going to be at a pretty big disadvantage. 2 of their 5 best players, definitely maybe even 2 of their best 3 players, Robert Vahola and Will McClendon, both are not going to be playing in this game. Now, obviously, DJ Thomas is out for the Runnin' Rebels, so UNLV is at a similar type of disadvantage in terms of missing out on some of their top talent. But San Jose, it really doesn't have a lot of the scoring punch that they need. The majority of their scoring is going to come from, Josh Aduje, who is a guy who recently played for Utah State up in Logan and transferred to San Jose to get a bigger role for his senior season. And I think that's probably worked out for him. I mean, he's certainly He's certainly had an up and down year. A little bit of looks like we've got an error here. A couple injuries have hurt his season, but I mean, Josh Uduje is a very reasonable player. Currently, San Jose's 13-16. They do have 6 Mountain West wins. They beat Fresno State. They've beaten Wyoming. They beat New Mexico, obviously. So this team is dangerous, but San Jose really makes most of their shots off of really tough, contested, kind of one-on-one style shots. And if San Jose is hitting those really tough shots, which Miles puts his guys into positions to take and make, San Jose can present a dangerous offense. It just hasn't happened a lot. San Jose is coming off of a win against Wyoming. This was at Wyoming, which is probably not a great sign for Wyoming. But San Jose is probably coming off of their best win of the season, besides their New Mexico game, obviously. But I mean, they were at Utah State a little bit ago, and they lost 105-57. So, that can show you that they can go up to Wyoming, a place that's tough to win and win. And they can also, go to Utah State and lose 105-57. This team runs really hot and cold. And so, what are the Rebels' keys to victory? The biggest thing that they're going to have to do is keep Josh Uduje, in check. He's not a great player, but reasonable statistics on the year: 38% from 3, 54% from 2. He's decent size, 6'5". The Rebels are going to have to shut him down. Other guys that can get going, Donovan Yap, obviously he's a former running Rebel in the Marvin Menzies era. Or maybe it was the TJ Altsberger, but he was a recruit under Marvin Menzies. And Donovan Yap has had a really up and down career. Probably, I can't believe he's listed at 6'5". I think he was listed at 6'2" when he came to UNLV. I don't think he's actually 6'5". But watch out for him off the bench. Really, you just can't let San Jose State shoot a bunch of threes and beat you just with math. The Rebels are probably going to be able to score inside against this San Jose team. And so the key is going to be not to let San Jose State create a math disadvantage by making a whole bunch of threes where UNLV would be making very few in that case. So what's the keys to the win? 1, pound the rock inside. Use your size and physical ability to bully the San Jose State team on the front line and prevent them from hitting a bunch of threes. I mean, listen, San Jose is they're going to take and make probably more than we would like. But you can't let them make 15 threes like Wyoming did when they came in and beat UNLV at the Thomas and Mack. This game's a true toss-up. I think the Rebels are going to win. KenPom has it 70-69 Rebel win. I think it's going to be maybe a slightly bigger margin than that. I'll put 72-69 Rebels win. I think the Rebels are going to play some okay defense. They're probably going to get out to a decent lead. And then San Jose will close the game at the end and make it probably closer than Rebel fans would like. The Rebels will walk away with a 1-possession win. That is my prediction. I'm excited to see how they play. I love watching the Rebels, even when the program's not in a great place. I still love watching all of our games. And I can't wait for this one just because, we only have 4 left. So this is number 4. Then we only have 3 more after this, and then the Mountain West Conference tournament. So we don't have that much longer to enjoy running Rebel hoops. And coaching changes that will all come in due time, but let's just enjoy these guys while we have them. So looking forward to this game. 72-69. I think it'll be a good effort. I think that this running Rebel team has proven that they can beat teams who they have superior talent than. And they have superior talent even without DJ Thomas to this San Jose team. I'm expecting a big game from Bear Cherry. I think I'm hoping we finally see Jalen Bedford start. He needs to start. He's absolutely one of the team's best players, and it's ridiculous not to start him. And so I'm hoping Kevin Kruger finally comes off his high horse and starts his best offensive player because UNLV could find themselves in an early hole if he doesn't. But yeah, should be a good game, guys. I will talk to you all post game. I appreciate you checking out the show. Thanks again for the patience with the late start time. Have fun, have a good time tonight, and let's run.